Hello and welcome to another Airsoft video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Double Eagle Super 90 Airsoft Combat Shotgun. Okay, this weapon is the majority of it is ABS plastic. Unfortunately it's not Tokyo Marui quality plastic, it is quite cheap. It does have some metal components. The main barrel up here is all metal, the magazine tube down the bottom is metal. Obviously some of the internal components are metal, and the magazine catch just down here is also metal. The metal itself is not a super high quality, but it does the job it needs to very well. The weight of this weapon is 3.3 kilos when it's unloaded, which some people may find a little bit too heavy, but they do make other variants of this, which we'll go on to in a second. Length of the weapon is 106 centimeters from the tip of the stock to the tip of the barrel. The inner barrel length is 320 millimeters. Height of this weapon from just up here to just under the pistol grip is 180 millimeters. The FPS, this weapon was bought second hand, and it currently chronos for me about 260 feet per second with a .20 gram BB. When new, they're advertised at 320 feet per second, but I can't verify this. Fire modes are safe and single. It's obviously a pump action shotgun, so each pump will allow you to fire one pull of the trigger. This is a tri-shot shotgun, which means each pull of the trigger will fire 3 BBs. There are 3 individual barrels in this weapon, each has their own fixed hop unit. The barrels are arranged in a triangle formation, which overall gives a relatively decent range of about 30 meters at a push. If you want the rounds to stay relatively consistent, then you're looking at around 20 meters. Beyond this, the BBs will start to spread out in their own form. From what I've seen, the pattern can be a little bit inconsistent here and there, so they can be used at longer range, but don't expect to get too many hits. Okay, this weapon is based on the Benelli M3 or the Remington 870 MCS. It is not an exact replica, as some airsoft weapons are, but it has taken inspiration from those two. Double Eagle makes several variants of this shotgun. Some of them come with a full stock, such as this one. I've got a sling adapter point on here and a shell holder. Please note these are not included. Some have a collapsible stock, which most people will recognise from the Benelli Super 90, or the M1014, as many people might know it from video games. And some don't have any stock at all. Moving up to the front end, all the inner barrels on these shotguns are the same length. They all finish about here. Okay. Some of them, therefore, the barrel will finish just in front. Others have the barrel finishing about here. And this one is the long barrel version, which goes all the way up to here. Inside there is nothing. It is literally just a hollow metal tube. So if you want to, you can cut these ends off to shorten the weapon down a little bit. The magazine tube up here is non-functional. With these shotguns, they can only load 1 shell at a time. The shell sits into the loading bay just under there. So unfortunately, you can't load 8 or 9 shells into each shotgun. Okay, we'll go from the back of this weapon and move forward. On this one, obviously we've got a fixed stock. We do have a rubber butt plate on the end, so it sits quite nicely into your shoulder. That butt plate can be removed and will reveal a long screw which goes all the way into the back of this receiver section here. So if the weapon is a little bit wobbly, most of them will be, but you'll realise if it's too wobbly. Just take that butt plate off, give the screw a quick tighten, and that should sort it out. Please note, don't over tighten the screw, because in here it is just plastic. If you tighten it too much, you can strip the plastic and then it will make it ineffective. We have a nice pistol grip down here. It's quite nice and large. I have quite big hands, but I can fit them on perfectly. There is a screw on the bottom as well if the pistol grip gets a little bit loose. Trigger is relatively hard to pull. When the weapon is cocked, there is a safety catch just above the trigger here. It's a little button. If you push it through, so it's sticking out on the right hand side as such, the weapon is on safe and you can't pull the trigger. If it's through on the left hand side, there is a little red O-ring on this side which you can see, and that means the weapon is live. Moving forward, we have a plastic receiver here. Overall, it's not too bad plastic. There is a fake ejection port there, which just has some airsoft warnings on it. Just under there, if you can see, there is a little button. On the real steel shotgun, that button would be there to send the bolt home, or send the pump action home. Just in front of the trigger here, we have a little metal catch. If you pull this back to you, You should see the feeding ramp thing has opened. This allows you to put the shell into the shotgun, slots in like so, shut it, and the shotgun is now loaded. Each shell holds 30 BBs, which gives enough for 10 pumps, because remember this is a tri-shot shotgun. I'll go over the shells in a little bit more detail at the end. When the weapon is empty, you have to, again, open the thing, open the cover, and the shell will drop out, allowing you to insert a fresh shell. Moving forward, we come onto the metal outer barrel. The metal itself is not too bad. On this one, there is a bit of a wobble on the barrel. I'm not sure if that's how they all come or whether mine's just been through the wars. We do have sights. We have a beads type sight. On the front of mine, someone has replaced the front sight with a little grub screw, which I don't think is meant to be the case. Sights are, on the whole, relatively ineffective, to be honest. If you're looking down the barrel of the shotgun, to a point the BBs rather will fly straight, but after that they are going to start curving all over the place. There is no upper rail on this version, so you can't attach a red dot or a holographic sight or anything like that. Some of them do have sight, some of them do have rails, on top. Coming forward, we have the pump. It's nice and big, so you're going to get a nice good grip on it. There is a rubberized texture and there are some grooves on it, so you can grip it relatively nice. Some people say the spring on this is quite hard to cock. I disagree. I think it's quite nice to cock, and then I am quite a large guy. Moving forward, on some of them, if I put this here, there is a sling loop or something here to allow you to attach a forward sling point. However, on this one, I think it has got lost, so all I do is get a little bit of cord, just loop it around the magazine tube here, and that serves me well enough. Magazine tube forward here is completely empty. It serves no purpose other than to hold the spring for the pump action. That said, if you want to shorten it down, you can. Just drill out the pin holding this end bit in and push the spring in a little bit more in there. Outer barrel at the front here, there is no flash hider or anything on it. It's just a plain outer barrel. Okay. The overall build quality on these is poor by Airsoft standards. The plastic on it is quite cheap. It feels very tinny and sort of thin. As I've said, my barrel has a bit of a wobble on it, which I can't seem to do anything about. Overall, it's just a low quality airsoft gun. That said, they do come with a very low price tag in the UK. This retails new for about £65, which in airsoft terms is quite cheap. On the second-hand market, you can pick these up for as little as £20. So if you go into this purchase knowing that it's not going to last a lifetime, it's not going to be overtly reliable, and it's just going to be a little bit of fun, something a bit different to using an AEG or a gas blowback, then they're perfect. They are very fun to use, they're just different. And compared to a Tokyo Marui shotgun, which will run you nearly £200, these are going to give you almost the same performance out to a certain point. No one uses a shotgun in airsoft to engage targets at 50 metres and beyond. So honestly, the cheaper version will do you just as well in CQB as a £200 Tokyo Marui. Obviously the TM will be built a lot better. Overall, they're not that expensive, but they're not overly well built. That said, the new ones will come. They will last if you treat them quite nicely. So that's the shotgun. Okay, these are the shotgun shells. Okay, they're standard airsoft shotgun shells. The Double Eagle will take Tokyo Marui shotgun shells. I believe these are ASG and they function just as well. Obviously, you load 30 rounds into the top of them. When it gets down to 26, after 25 rounds or so, it starts getting very hard to feed, but they can take 30 at a push. If you do load them all the way up to 30, sometimes the shotgun will have a couple of misfires or a couple of failure to feeds, because the spring inside is not quite powerful to get them up. As soon as you're 23 rounds or beneath, it will feed 3 rounds perfectly every single time. Shotgun shells, very easy to come by in the airsoft market. I believe you can get about 4 for about £10 or something. So yeah, just standard shotgun shells. Obviously they're spring powered. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Please rate the video, it does help a really lot. Share it around to all your friends and everything. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.